Guys, please look at the dictionary, the definition of insanity. Look it up because I continue to allow myself to be provoked by the Ballon D'Or nominees every single year. Every single year, I read out the names and I just get angry at the players that I'm seeing on this list. Every single year, and I do it to myself. And I did it to myself again this year. I woke up, opened my phone, saw the nominees, and got angry. Because why do we keep allowing these nominations to provoke us? But I decided I'm not taking it seriously anymore. This was like 3 years ago. When Haaland didn't win it, I no longer take the nominees seriously. But you know what? For content, let's talk about the nominees. I put it up on the screen next to me. I'm gonna be looking at it. Let's just go through some of the names. Let's go through all the names briefly and just decide who we think should be on this list and who we think should not be on this list. Jude Bellingham, no. The Madrid PR train is so strong. Why is Fede Valverde not on this list? Fede Valverde performed better, in my opinion, than Jude Bellingham did this season. Last season. So he should be on this list over Jude Bellingham. Am I crazy to think that? Okay, whatever. Ousmane Dembele, yes. Completely understandable. Performed in the Champions League when it mattered the most. Performed, yes, he started the season slow as the PSG, but as the season wore on, he started performing. He started scoring vital goals. I don't care how long he went in the Ligue 1 without scoring. They don't take that league seriously. They're judged by the Champions League, so I understand that he performed. Cool, he should be on this list. Donnarumma, probably the best performing goalkeeper in the Champions League throughout the knockout stages. Like, he performed really, really well. He performed really, really well. It's kind of a redemption arc for him because all the talk was always about him and Marquinhos getting skinned every single year. Every collapse, he's at the center of it. Him and Marquinhos are at the center of it. This year, redemption came. So I understand that. Desiree Doué, I understand scoring in the Champions League final, but guys, what else? We hyped the Champions League final so much that it's like, as long as you score in the Champions League final, you're allowed to be a nominee on this list. We saw the same thing happen with Lookman last season. Now, Lookman performed better throughout the season in Serie A, I think, than Doué did in Ligue 1. But still, it's the same thing. But you know what? You won the Champions League, and you were the main reason behind it, so it's fine. Denzel Dumfries. Over a course of 2 legs against Barcelona, yes, exceptional. But I was not impressed throughout the games I watched Inter play all season for him to be on this list. I'm sorry. I was not impressed. Some people might say yes, not me. Guirassy, yes. Yes. This is one of the best strikers in world football. Some people don't watch Bundesliga enough. They don't watch Dortmund games. But this guy was, I think at some point, was the leading Champions League scorer. So this guy he's a bona fide scorer. Whenever Dortmund collapse, and they collapse a lot, it's hardly his fault. It's hardly his fault. Now I know I'm forgetting the tie, the Champions League tie, but where he missed, I think maybe it was Barca, where he missed a couple huge chances. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong on that, but he missed a couple huge chances. Yes. But over the course of the season, his performances as a striker, as a number 9, were exceptional. Right? He was the one Dortmund player on a consistent basis that showed up. Victor Gyökeres, yes, 50 goals, top scorer on all of Europe. Like, you can't really say much about it. He performs, he scores goals. It is what it. Let's see what he does in Arsenal. But for last season in Sporting, he absolutely deserves to be on this list. Erling Haaland, a bit of a down year, but his down year is most people's best years. So, as a striker, he's still a top 5 performing striker this season, in my opinion. Yes, Man City didn't accomplish anything this season, but he was exceptional still on a down year. Achraf Hakimi, best right back in the world, absolutely deserves to be on this list. There's no questions about it. Going forward, exceptional. Tracking back, exceptional. Inverted into midfield, being the number 9, he's a all-rounded footballer. He deserves to be on this list 1,000%. Harry Kane, Bundesliga MVP. Did they give MVPs in Bundesliga? But he should be the player of the season. I can't remember who won it, but if it wasn't him, it should be him. Exceptional, again, second year running. scoring, assisting, playmaking, hold up play, vision, everything is just incredible. He deserves to be on this list. And he did it in the Champions League too. He performed at a decent enough level in the Champions League for him to warrant being on this list. Kvaratskhelia. Nah. I'm not having it. No, I don't think Kvaratskhelia was good enough to be on this list. I don't. And it's another example of, because you won the Champions League, we just put your players as nominees. But I love Kvaratskhelia. I wanted, when he was available, I wanted him because I had a feeling that Diaz was leaving this summer. I would have loved for him to be a replacement, but it didn't work out that way. So I love him as a player, but I can't. I'm not buying that. Robert Lewandowski, correct me if I'm wrong, 42 goals this season or somewhere around there. Absolutely deserves to be on this list. No doubts about it. Alexis McAllister, best performing midfielder in the Premier League for me this season. That's not Liverpool bias. You can bring your Declan Rice, you can bring your Caicedo, you can bring your. That's pretty much it. Those are his really only competitions. He's, for me, the best performing midfielder in the Premier League this season. Heart and soul of that Liverpool midfield. Absolutely deserves to be on this list. Lautaro Martinez, tricky one, because yes, he scores a lot of goals in the Serie A. Yes, he actually scored some goals in the Champions League. He did. He performed in the Champions League as well. Actually, I really don't have any disagreements with that. Yeah, I guess he deserves to be on there. Kylian Mbappe, yes, European Golden Boot, top scorer in the La Liga. No disagreements with that. Scott McTominay, Serie A MVP, absolutely deserves to be on there, right? Absolutely deserves to be on there. Led Napoli to the Serie A title. Yes, no questions about that. Nuno Mensch, best left back in the world this season. Maybe the best left back in the world, period. Balde and Alphonso Davies, they need to get it back from him because he has it right now. So he has to be on there. Jean Neves, again, another example of, because you won the Champions League, I feel like they give you a little bit more credit than you should deserve. This is not me hating on Jean Neves. Like I said, before he went to PSG from Benfica, I wanted him in my football club. I wanted him. In that double pivot with him and McAllister, that would have been nice. I would have liked that. But it didn't happen that way. But I'm not buying it. Can anybody explain to me how he had a better season than Moises Caicedo? Let's just be objective here. Was he better than Caicedo this season? Yes or no? If you think yes, then I can understand him being on this list. If you think no, fine. Michael Olise, yes. Yes, absolutely yes. He balled out in the Bundesliga all season. He balled out in the Champions League all season. Exceptional player, exceptional talent, and I think he's going to take it up another level next season with more responsibility on him with Musiala out. He's going to take it upon himself more next season to take control of that Bayern team. Obviously, with Kane also aging a little bit as well. Cole Palmer, yes. Probably the best attacking midfielder in the Premier League. Let's see what Florian Wirtz does. Let's see what Ryan Shirky does. Let's see what whoever does. But for me, he's number one right now. Okay, I'm not the biggest Chelsea fan. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I have my beasts with Chelsea. But Cole Palmer is always in my FPL team. This guy's incredible. And I think a lot of when people talk about, the goals dried up last season a little bit, or maybe the assists weren't, we have to also look at what was going on around him. All the chances that Madueke missed, all the chances that Jackson missed, all the chances that Pedro Neto missed, or the times that they didn't look up and find him in good positions, or maybe he just got tired of carrying the team so much. Let's see what happens this season. But last season, I was still impressed by him. Obviously, the Conference League final and then the Club World Cup final. If we're gonna give credit to people for the Champions League final, then let's give credit to him for those two finals that he performed in, at least. Pedri, yes, heart and soul of that Barcelona midfield. There are games where he's playing like a Xavi. There's games where he's playing like an Iniesta. He'll play Xavi one half, he play Iniesta one half. I'm not saying he's the level of these players, but I'm saying he's playing the kind of roles that they played when they were, at the heart and soul of the Barcelona midfield, right? And look, he's 22 right now. Let's see where he goes, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to say that he could surpass both of them. It's a lot, yes, but he can surpass. His talent level is incredible, right? Rafinha, yes. Say all you want about GA merchant. Goals are the hardest thing to do on a football pitch. Assists, to me, are probably even harder because you're relying on somebody else to produce the goals from your passes. Yes, are you going to say, oh, boy, he plays with Lewandowski, he plays with Yamal, he plays with Pedri. He plays with a lot of world-class players that will give him a lot of chances and convert a lot of chances, but he still got the numbers. So he absolutely deserves to be on here. And it's not just, oh, I just sit up the pitch and finish chances. No, it's I track back. If I have to play the 10, I play the 10. If I have to play right wing, I play right wing. If I play left wing, I play left wing. If I have to stay on the touchline, I'm on the touchline. If I have to invert and play as a second striker, I do that as well. He does everything on the football pitch for Barcelona. So he deserves to be on this list. Declan Rice. Listen, I don't have an Arsenal bias. I have no beefs with Arsenal. Arsenal have never done anything to me for me to dislike them as a football club. Their fans, yes, they're a bit draining, but as a football club and their players, I don't dislike them. So I have no reason to dislike Declan Rice. However, he's on this list for 2 free kicks. He's on this list for 2 free kicks. I'm sorry. Like I mentioned Caicedo earlier. He did not play better than Moises Caicedo this season. I do not believe he did. So I'm going to leave it at that. Fabian Ruiz, one of those players that is just touch and go. But you can clearly see that the Champions League win played a key role in him making this list. But he's still an amazing player. I love watching him play. I love his control. I love his one of a left foot. I can understand him being on this list. Mo Salah, yes. The most obvious yes on this list, probably. The biggest carry job of any one player. And I love this list is complete evidence of that. The biggest carry job that anybody had to do all season in any of the top 5 leagues was Mo Salah. Because there's 9 PSG players on this list. Or I might be kind of wrong, but I have to count back. But it's 8 or 9 just from looking. Well, actually, yes, it's 9. It's every player in the PSG's starting 11 other than the 2 center backs. Pedri, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Yamal. It's Salah and McAllister, I guess, 2 attacker midfielders. So Salah is the number 1 carry job of all players last season. Convince me otherwise that any other player had more to do for their football club than Salah did. I don't think you'd be able to, honestly. Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. might be the most egregious inclusion on this list. Why does Vinicius Jr. deserve to be on this list, guys? Why? Was he a better performing attacker than Eberechi Eze? Was he? Was Vinicius Jr. better than Alexander Isak? Not in a million years. And neither was Kvaratskhelia. Like, why are these guys on this list over players that not only performed better than them, but also won trophies? Vinicius Jr. did not win a trophy this season. I don't want to hear about Super Cup. I don't want to hear about whatever. From when the season started to when the season ended, he won nothing. And plus, the Super Cup counts for last season's Ballon D'Or, not this season. So it shouldn't even matter. Alexander Isak scored 20 goals. And then dunked on every single Premier League top 6 side. And then dunked on the Premier League winners in the EFL Cup final. And he is not on this list. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get angry. It is what it is. All right, cool. Vitinha, yes, absolutely. Heart and soul of that PSG midfield. Deserves to be there. No questions about it, right? He was incredible all season. Florian Wirtz, yes. I don't know why I did that. Yes, he deserves to be. Yes, obviously. For me, the top 3 performing players in the Bundesliga last season were Harry Kane, Michael Olise, and Florian Wirtz. You can maybe throw in Kimmich in there, but he was at least a top 5 performing player in the Bundesliga last season. Also performed admirably in the Champions League, right? He wasn't just a Bundesliga player. He performed in the Champions League, scored goals. He performed well all season. Just because Bayern Leverkusen weren't as good as they were the season before doesn't mean that he wasn't as good. 10 goals, 10 assists minimum, guaranteed. So yes, he deserves to be there. And Lamine Yamal, absolutely. For me, the best player in the world right now. My favorite player to watch in the world right now, easily. He's exceptional. He's incredible. He does everything you want an attacking player to do. Beats his man, creates, scores. He's an incredible player. And for me, a definite top 5 on this list. Right? My top 5 would be any one of Yamal, Rafinha, Salah, Dembele. Maybe you can throw in for the last player, you could throw in any one of Mbappe, Gyökeres, Pedri. Yeah, any one of those 3, honestly. Maybe even Harry Kane. But those 4 that I mentioned earlier deserve to be in the top 5. The podium will be tricky to see who makes it, but I think on this list, you can see that, Liverpool bias aside, Mo Salah had the hardest job of any of these players in terms of the carry job that he did. He has no attacking help here. Mbappe still has Vinicius, even if you don't agree with it, and Bellingham. All of PSG's team is on this list, basically. Barcelona, you have their attackers are on this list. Salah, who does he have on his list? You can see how much work that Salah and Cole Palmer did for both their teams this season. And you also see how, low-key, the Premier League is being kind of underrated. Honestly. I think Eberechi Eze could have made this list. Genuinely. I think Isak should have made this list. I think Caicedo should have made this list. There's just 3 Premier League players off the top of my head that I can think were exceptional and could have made this list. And these are all players that won trophies as well. It's not like they just performed well and they didn't win it. They won things. And they're not on this list. But I'm seeing Denzel Dumfries on this list. No disrespect to Denzel Dumfries, but no. He didn't perform better than the 2 guys I just mentioned. And neither did Declan Rice. And neither did Kvaratskhelia. So, again, I'll be back next year complaining again about this list. Because yes, you can say 20 of the players deserve to be there, but then you just see 10 names and you're just like, why are these guys there? No shade to them as players, no shade to them as footballers, but why are they there? What do they do that makes them deserve to be on this list? And guys, I want to know who you think deserves to be on this list. Put some names in the comments. Who would you replace for XYZ on this list? Because I'm going to close my eyes after I turn this camera off and actually think about who I would replace for each of the players that I don't agree with. I just mentioned 3 right now that I think Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich should be on this list. In my humble opinion, he should be on this list. Thibaut Courtois. Can there only be one goalkeeper on this list? Courtois could be on this list. I know he missed some time. Lunin played some games, yes, but it was incredible. So, let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Leave a like on the video. And please, of course, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.